Welcome to Narcissism Freedom, your sanctuary for emotional healing, transformation, and the awakening of your true self. If you've been wounded by narcissistic abuse, broken down by manipulation, or made to feel invisible in the presence of those who never saw your worth, this message is for you. This is where the silence ends. This is where the shift begins. Because something inside you has awakened, and they never saw it coming. They shouldn't have crossed the chosen one. You weren't just kind. You were loyal. You gave endlessly. Your time, your love, your forgiveness, your second chances. You overlooked the lies. You excused the gaslighting. You swallowed your pain in hopes that things would change. You were the giver, the healer, the one who kept the peace even while it was breaking you inside. But every time you extended grace to someone who never earned it, a piece of you faded. And eventually something deeper stirred. At first it was quiet, just a whisper in your soul saying, "This isn't love. This isn't safe. This isn't what you deserve." You tried to silence it with hope, with compassion, with all the reasons you thought they needed one more chance. But the truth doesn't go away. And the truth is they never intended to change. They were feeding off your light, your energy, your empathy. And the more you gave, the more they took. Until one day the switch flipped. The awakening doesn't always look like anger. Sometimes it looks like detachment. It looks like clarity. It looks like silence that isn't empty. It's powerful. Because once you see the game, you stop playing it. Once you see the patterns, you stop repeating them. Once you see your worth, you stop tolerating anything that insults it. They didn't expect you to walk away. They thought they had you exactly where they wanted you, confused, doubting yourself, hoping for their approval. But the moment you chose yourself, everything changed. That's when the beast awakened. Not a beast of vengeance, but of self-respect, of truth, of boundaries, of healing. You don't rise with rage. You rise with revelation. You begin to understand that peace is not something you chase from others. It's something you reclaim from within. You stop proving yourself. You stop explaining your decisions. You stop begging to be chosen by people who were never qualified to hold your heart. They didn't just underestimate you. They misunderstood you. They thought your kindness meant you'd never walk away. They thought your silence meant they still had control. But now that you've awakened, they're witnessing something they never prepared for. Your freedom. There's no going back now. Not to the version of you who overgave. Not to the one who bent in every direction to keep others comfortable. That version of you was surviving. This version is living. This version knows her worth. This version speaks without fear. This version guards her peace like a sacred flame, because now you understand. Not everyone deserves access to your energy, your vulnerability, your heart. They shouldn't have messed you over, chosen one. Because now you see it all clearly, the cycles, the manipulation, the way they mirrored your light while hiding their shadows. And now that you've stepped back, they're left facing their own reflection. And that's what they always feared. Not your silence, not your departure, but your healing. Because when you heal, you break the chain. You disrupt the control. You stop being the supply. And without your energy to feed on, the mask begins to crack. This isn't about revenge. This is about resurrection. You are not who you used to be. You've earned this awakening. You've walked through fire and came out forged, not burned. The softness in you isn't weakness, it's depth. The sensitivity in you isn't a flaw, it's a gift. You were always powerful. You just forgot. But now, the remembering has begun. Let them talk. Let them project. Let them pretend you were the problem. You don't need to correct the story. Your life is the proof. Your peace is the answer. Your evolution is the closure. And every step you take toward your healing sends a silent message to those who tried to keep you small. I am no longer available for pain disguised as love. I am no longer shrinking to make others comfortable. I am no longer afraid to be seen in my full truth. You are the chosen one. Not because you're above others, but because you were chosen to break the cycle. To end the generational wounds. To become the version of yourself that no longer betrays her own soul for the sake of connection. You were chosen to rise. And rise you have. Thank you for listening and for allowing yourself to receive what your soul already knew, that you are worthy of more, and the time to reclaim your life is now. Subscribe to Narcissism Freedom for weekly messages of clarity, hope, and healing. And if you're ready to take the next step, download your free Narcissism Recovery Workbook. You don't have to walk this path alone. You're not just surviving anymore. You're becoming. And the world hasn't even seen your full power yet.